And my name is Vanessa.
Welcome back to our news channel.
And today,
We're going to be talking about cardiovascular.
so today we have two scientists,
Named Leslie and Kaylee,
and they have brought us footage.
of what cardiovascular is.
So stay tuned.
We are going to talk about the cardiovascular system and how it functions in our body. This one's located in the head. It's called the basilar artery, and it carries oxygenated blood to the cerebellum, brainstem, and occipital lobes. This one is also located in the head. It's called the external carotid artery, and it's a major artery of the head and neck, and it supplies blood to the face and the neck. This one's the opposite from the external carotid artery. This is the internal now, and it supplies blood that goes to the brain. This one is located right below the shoulders. It's called the superior vena cava. This vein carries the oxygenated blood from the upper half of the body. This one is the inferior vena cava. It's a vein that carries the oxygenated blood from the lower half of the body to the right atrium of the heart. This one is called the pulmonary artery, and it carries the oxygenated blood from the right ventricle to the lungs. The blood passes through capillaries adjacent to alveoli and becomes oxygenated as part of the process of respiration, and it supplies nutrition to the lungs. This one is called renal vein, and it's veins that arrange the kidney. They connect the kidney to the inferior vena cava. They carry the blood filtered by the kidney. This one is called the iliac vein. This is formed by the external and internal iliac veins. The left and the right common iliac veins come together in the abdomen at the level of the fifth lumbar vertebra, forming the inferior vena cava. They drain blood from pelvis and lower limbs. This one is called the femoral vein. It's a blood vessel that accompanies the femoral artery and the femoral snake, located in the thigh. This one is called the gray saphenous vein. It is a large venous blood vessel running near the inside surface of the leg from the ankle to the groin. It arises from the dorsovenous arc at the top of the foot and drains into the femoral vein, the main deep vein for the leg. This one is called the posterior tibial vein. It receives blood from the medial and lateral plantar veins and drains the posterior compartment of the leg and the plantar surface of the foot to one of the veins. This one is called the external jugular vein. It collects most of the blood from the outside of the skull and the deep parts of the face. This one is called the internal jugular vein. It drains blood from the head, brain, face, and neck to convey it to the heart. This one is called the pulmonary vein. It's responsible for carrying oxygenated blood from the lungs back to the left atrium of the heart. You should know what this one is called. This is the heart. It's a muscle that pumps the blood through the body, and it supplies oxygen and nutrients to the tissues, and it removes carbon dioxide and other waste. This is called the kidney. It regulates of extracellular fluid volume. The kidneys work to ensure an adequate quantity of plasma to keep blood flowing to vital organs. This is called the radial artery. It's located in the forearms. It supplies the arm and hand with oxygenated blood from the lungs. This is called the iliac artery. The main function of this artery is to supply blood to the pelvic region, hips, thighs, and the reproductive organs. This one is called the femoral artery. This artery is one of the major arteries in the body. The function is to supply blood to the lower section of the body. This one is called the anterior tibial artery. It carries blood to the anterior compartment of the leg and dorsal surface of the foot. This one is called the posterior tibial artery. It runs down the leg just below the knee, and it delivers firmly oxygenated blood to the leg's posterior compartment and the bottom portion of the foot. The heart is filled with 4 chambers, 2 top ones and 2 lower ones. The top chambers are called atrium and the lower chambers are called ventricle. The right atrium receives blood from the veins and pumps it to the right ventricle. The right ventricle receives the blood from the right atrium and pumps it to the lungs. The left atrium will receive that blood and pump it to the left ventricle, and the left ventricle will then pump it throughout the body. The septum is a thick muscular wall that runs down the middle of the heart. It separates the left atrium and the ventricle from the right atrium and the ventricle. The tricuspid veil separates the right atrium and the right ventricle. The aortic veil lies between the left ventricle and the aorta, which leads the body's network of blood vessels. The pulmonary veil lies between the right ventricle and the pulmonary artery, which leads to the lungs. These veils open and close in response to pressure changes inside the various parts of the heart. So now we're going to be talking about the red blood cells. This is a picture of a lysosome, and the function of a lysosome is to carry oxygen from the lungs to the body tissues and carbon dioxide as a waste product, away from the tissues and back to the lungs. It is an important protein in the red blood cells that carries oxygen from the lungs to all parts of our body. This is a picture of a mitochondria, and the function of it is to perform cellular respiration. This means it takes in nutrients from the cell, breaks it down, and turns it into energy. This energy is then in turn used by the cell to carry out various functions. This is called the Golgi apparatus, and the major function is the modifying, sorting, and packaging of proteins for secretion. It is also involved in the transportation of lipids around the cell and the creation of lysosomes. This is a picture of a ribosome. The function of a ribosome is that it makes proteins and is needed for many cell functions such as repairing damage or directing chemical processes. Ribosomes can be found floating within the cytoplasm or attached to the endoplasmic reticulum. This is a picture of the smoothie R. Some of the functions of it is the synthesis of lipids and steroid hormones. Cholesterol in the endocrine system is modified to form different steroid hormones. For instance, storage and metabolism of calcium ions inside the cell. This is a picture of the nucleus. The nucleus is an organelle found in the eukaryotic cells. Inside its fully enclosed nuclear membrane, it contains the majority of the cell's genetic material. This material is organized as DNA molecules along with a variety of proteins to form chromosomes. This is a picture of the roughy R. It's an organelle found in the eukaryotic cells. Its main function is to produce proteins. It is made up of cisternae, tubulus, and vesicles. The cisternae are made up of flattened membrane discs, which are involved in the modification of proteins. This is a picture of the cytoplasm. It's within the cell membrane of all cell types and contains all organelles and cell parts. Cytoplasm contains molecules such as enzymes, which are responsible for breaking down waste and also aid in the metabolic activity. Cytoplasm is responsible for giving a cell a shape. It helps to fill out the cell and keeps organelles in their place. Without cytoplasm, the cell will be deflated and materials will not be able to pass easily from one organelle to the other. The main function of a red blood cell is to transport oxygen. They get their crimson color from the iron in hemoglobin, a protein that binds oxygen in the lungs and releases it in a capillary networks throughout the body. Then, red blood cells transport some carbon dioxide to the lungs. The simple squamous epithelium allows materials to pass through diffusion and filtration, secretes lubricating substances. The capillaries deliver nutrients and oxygen to tissues and remove the byproducts of cellular reactions, such as carbon dioxide and water. The basement membrane is a thin membrane made up of modified carbohydrates and proteins that separates epithelial cells from connective tissue underneath.
We'll see you next time.
Stay tuned.
It's recording. Oh, yeah.
Named Leslie and Kaylee.
And we have footage of them right now.
Yeah.